I cannot believe what just happened. Montreal, after playing one of their better games of the season, including Josh Anderson laying a beatdown on Jacob Trouba, the game got a bit out of control, but the refs seemingly just wanted to go against Montreal at some points. We'll talk about all of this, but there were some really good aspects of this game, including Cole Caufield scoring his 14th of the season, and Hutson playing an amazing game, setting up Suzuki for the tie-in goal. And even this one here, Caufield with the snipe, and even Mike Matheson getting on the board. Jesse, there's a lot that we got to get into coming up on this episode of Habs Digest. But I want to start with the guy that didn't play today, and that's our boy Raphael Harvey-Pinard. Now, we've been talking about him because he's about ready to come back from injury, and we've been saying, where's he going to fit on this team? Well, the answer is nowhere. Raphael Harvey-Pinard today was officially put on waivers to be sent down to Laval, Jesse. And while I don't think he'll get claimed, you never really know. $1.1 million for a guy that's kind of a fringe NHL guy. Most teams will probably pass. But the thing is, this to me sends a message. And if we look at Montreal's team, this to me says, hey, Raphael, we want to keep you down in Laval because we don't want to send down Roy or Heineman, which guys were waiver exempt. So that's a pretty big message to me. What do you think?
Definitely, with Line coming back, it kind of makes sense. It'd just be a couple days as well. So they're kind of getting ahead of the bullet on this one. Again, like Pizzetta was one of those people, like, okay, would it be best to kind of waive Pizzetta? But if they seem like, with the contract being a little bit more with RHB, the 1.1 million, a little bit of a lesser chance. So again, okay, Hughes, he's trying to play some math here. He doesn't want to lose a player like RHB, which is a risk though in all of this. Like, he is a player. There's even some rumors, a couple different teams that are thinking that they might claim him. But, a little bit tough for RHP, right? Like, broken leg, now coming back, didn't really get a chance to really prove himself here before this demotion and everything else like that. Hopefully we can keep on our very good Laval Rocket team, but we're going to have to see about this one, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think he'll be amazing in Laval if he does clear waivers, which I imagine he will. And that's to be a great boost to a team that's already playing well, especially with Joshua Roy up with the big club right now. And unless I'm counting wrong as well, I believe Montreal still has one open roster spot. So I think that would be for Line, so they don't have to move anyone down. But very interesting. I mean, maybe something will change with Roy getting sent back down or Heineman. I doubt it, but hey, we'll just have to wait and see. Very interesting stuff on the Raphael Harvey-Pinard front. But let's just cut to the chase here, Jesse. Let's get into this game. Now, this was crazy. Now, fans have been going nuts about Kirby Dach, so we're going to talk about Kirby right away. Our boy Kirby. Look, he's had a tough season so far, and the big thing here at the end, I don't even want to look at the replay because I'm not going to play it, but the 4-minute double minor with just under 3 minutes left in regulation that led directly to a Capo Caco goal. By the way, though, just want to say that Armia clearly gets stripped here right before the goal. Going to play this a few times. You can slow it down. You can rewind. You can play it again if you want. He got tripped. Refs probably let that go most times in the last minute of the game. Just saying, though, he was the guy that should have got back to cover Kako, and he couldn't because he was taken out of the play. But I don't want to dwell on that, Jesse. I want to I want to focus on the positive aspects and the biggest things for me. Let's start with Lane, because Lane Hutson was so good in this game, playing 21 minutes, more than Guhle, including this final amazing assist to Suzuki after winning the puck battle. What did you see from Lane tonight? This guy was dynamite.
Well, and again, just refusing to quit. I love seeing him a little bit on that PP1, not quite being able to get it cooking all the way, but that was an amazing development. This is something we've been waiting for a long time from Lane Hutson. And I loved it, right? When we were going into that third period, we were down 2 goals, and Lane Hutson basically refused to quit on that tying goal before, obviously the New York got that go-ahead goal at the end there. I love how he's just battling for that puck at this is kind of shows his competitive spirit where he never wants to give up, Josh. But that's what makes this game so much tougher is that we're down 2. We're then able to tie it in the third period with just a couple minutes left, right? Only to have it kind of ripped away from us. We know there was some the officiating was a little bit tough, and I think from Gary Bettman, from the NHL, we do want to see a little bit more consistent play calling because this is a professional league and we do need the officiating to be at that level as well.
Yeah, look, I don't want to say the refs cost Montreal the game, but it's hard to look at this game and say that it didn't have at least a bit of an effect, especially that Josh Anderson roughing that to me looked like just a normal body check. I don't have a replay of that, but I'm sure a lot of you saw it. Pretty much everyone was saying, how is that a penalty? Incredibly soft roughing penalty on Anderson that led directly to a Rangers goal. And then the double minor Kirby Dach, the tiny little bit of blood on Zibanejad's upper lip leads to the 4-minute penalty, and the Rangers score in the second half of that double minor. So it's like, now I'm not saying the refs made the wrong call with Dach. That's not them. But there was some other stuff, like including the scrap later in the second period. We'll just watch the Josh Anderson pummeling first because well, the Slafkovsky stuff is right after this.
That was great.
Yeah, that was crazy. But there, that scrum near the end of the second period, Jesse, where Juraj Slafkovsky comes out of this, he got his helmet ripped off. He's getting shoved into the boards by Guhle. He's getting punched. Yet somehow Slafkovsky comes out with a double minor. Now the Rangers didn't score on that one, but again, it just killed a lot of momentum for Montreal. There was some tough stuff in this game, but again, refs, I hope things can get better on that front. But at this point, I'm saying, well, ethical tanking. Like, you know what? Hey, Montreal played a great game. We lost the game. We're close to the first overall pick, but we looked like we progressed. We looked like a good team here today, Jesse. Yeah. And that wasn't just from Lane Hutson. That was from a lot of the guys. Caufield and Suzuki, too, and even Newhook on that top line, I thought played well. This top line is looking really, really good to me, honestly, and they've really been clicking.
Definitely. And we were the better team 5-on-5. And that's what really hurt. I think as the game went on, we really got better. And that third, like, we were pressing, which led to that Caufield goal. Like, we really deserved to tie this game up, which is really hurt so much because going back to that Matheson delay a game penalty in the first, to that Dach penalty in the third now, it's just kind of these self-inflicted injuries. And for Dach, for me, it hurts because we know the bar's a little bit lower for him right now, but he was showing some positive things, like getting really good chances to score right in front of the net. He's laying the body a little bit more, which I've been calling for on the show. He's a big guy. He's injuring other New York players by kind of asserting himself in that type of way. And now you got to wonder, it's been the mental game for him. How's his confidence going to react after this? Because this is a little bit of a tough one to kind of have a little bit of a good game and then know at the end that maybe you're a big part of the reason why your team lost. I just hope he can't kind of, get too hard on himself, even though there does need to be some soul searching needs to be done. I'm not saying that doesn't need to be done, but I want to see Kirby bounce back. There was just so many positive signs. So hopefully he can regroup and kind of build on some of the positive things that we did see from him this game.
I hope so, because boy, did he ever look sad in this picture right here. My goodness. I felt bad for him. Because again, like, I saw some people saying some, I'm not going to say any names or what people said, but there were some rude things being said to him online. Like, look, at the end of the day, yeah, it's an irresponsible penalty, I would say. It's an undisciplined penalty. But it's in the heat of the moment. He's fighting hard for the puck, gets his stick up, it's quick. It happens to a lot of people. It was just at a really inopportune time. Should he be more disciplined with his stick? Probably. But, like, it sucks. He knows it sucks. You move on. And like you said, Jesse, I hope he can bounce back in a little bit. One little final thing, though, I wanted to talk about is if we go back to this box score. Guhle playing only 19 minutes I found was interesting, but that's not the big thing. There was a couple names that I didn't really notice tonight, but I wanted to just take a moment to highlight Josh Anderson. I know we showed the fight, but my gosh, this guy, he only played 12 and a half minutes time on ice. Of course, he was in the box for a fight for a good chunk of the game, but I thought he looked solid defensively. I thought he created a lot of offensive chances, and he also beat the crap out of Jacob Trouba. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him, Jesse. I think he's been really bouncing back this year. The numbers aren't insane, but he's on pace for his best season points-wise in a few years and goals-wise, so I'm pretty excited.
And providing what we need right now in the bottom six, even though that's maybe not what we kind of envisioned from him, showing a tremendous amount of heart. Like, how about those uppercuts that he had there in that fight was absolutely unreal. Like, going old school with, like, just showing a tremendous amount of bravery and kind of stepping up. We know that was a carryover from the Trouba hit on Barron, a little while back. That being said, to reference that game, we did show some growth over that game. I think there's definitely some positive and continues along the major vein of, kind of improving some things. Obviously, not all the kinks have been sorted at this point. A lot of those self-inflicted injuries to kind of call back to some major issues, with this team right now. But obviously, people that are, Anderson's going out there kind of putting it on the line every night for his team, So the good thing is, after a little bit of a tough loss today, we get to rebalance really quickly tomorrow, another matinee game, so the team's going to definitely look to bounce back and this time kind of seal the deal.
Yeah, I hope so. A game versus Boston, a heated rivalry, though I guess that rivalry's died off a little bit in the past few years, but it was a fun game to watch. Montreal was no doubt the better team 5v5 today. I don't have any qualms saying that. I think that's an absolute truth. The penalties are what killed them. The Rangers, a team that usually struggles a bit on the power play, came out and they scored 3 goals in 5 attempts on the power play. That was the deciding factor in this game. Montreal played well, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I know there's going to be a lot of talk about Dach, but maybe some positivity too for some of the guys. Slav now getting another point, back-to-back games with a point. Gallagher getting another point. There's a lot of great stuff to glean from this game too, but that'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel like you always do. We really appreciate all the support. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.